Hey, what's going on, guys? Fresh off the press, Yieldmax is releasing a new fund to come out in December of this year. So it's going to be a category of their Target 12, and it's going to be semiconductor based. So think about NVIDIA, AMD, TSM, and all these semiconductor names that you can think of. So it looks like a portfolio of 15 to 30 semiconductor companies. Ticker symbol SOXY. So I know another one out there is SOXL. That's pretty much a semiconductor based one, but I think there's leveraged with that. SOXL, I think, is maybe 2x leverage. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like they're going to target that same level, 12% yield by selling options on some or all of its portfolio companies. So pretty excited about this. It would have been crazy if they would have had this, several years ago, because it would have performed very, very well, with the semiconductor industry just kind of blowing up. But needless to say, I was kind of expecting this from Yieldmax, them coming out with different sector-based funds in this category, this Target 12 category. So pretty exciting news. SOXY, let's see what people are going to be talking about here. I'll put it on my list for sure. Money, money, money. Yeah, so these are very high volatile stocks as they've ran up a lot. But I think this will do really well. I'm pretty excited about this fund. Okay, so with no target, just selling calls and 3x leverage ones. So that would be pretty interesting, right? If they sold it on, I think it's like ticker symbol SOXL. So I'm pretty sure this is the 3x leveraged fund. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, right? If they just did it solely on that 3x leveraged fund, there may not be as much of an opportunity with that because they can't be as strategic as far as what semiconductors to kind of select. But needless to say, I think this will be sweet. SOXY. Yeah, so I think these are some of the other ones. SOXX, not sure what that one is. SOXL, that's the one we looked at. SMH, that is the semiconductor one with no leverage. But cool. That would be pretty cool there. Pretty cool. Yeah. So, and once again, if you haven't seen my previous video, they have announced the schedule for these Target 12 funds. I'll show you real quick. Instead of getting paid on Friday, you're actually going to get paid on Thursday. So they just moved everything up one day. And as you can see, so January 9th, this is for BIGY. I imagine this SOXY is going to be maybe a month later. If they release it in December, they may be able to make this payment by January. But yeah, so this is a Tuesday, this is a Wednesday, this is a Thursday. So they're going to be paying on Thursday versus these other Yieldmax funds. They declare on Wednesday, the ex-dividend date is Thursday, and they pay on Friday. So just kind of keep that in mind. These Target 12 funds are going to be one day earlier than these other group funds, A, B, C, D, and then the 2 weekly pairs. Also, Alti's not a weekly pair; they're a monthly pair. But yeah, pretty cool though. Pretty excited about that one. Target 12, yeah. So it's not on their website yet, but I imagine they're going to be rolling it out in December. So the next couple of weeks here, keep an eye out for that one. SOXY. A lot of people are going to like this name because a lot of people like the semiconductor / AI space in general. So I imagine they're going to get a lot of attention with this type of fund. And once again, it's targeting that 12% yield. So just keep that in mind as well. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Definitely keep an eye out for this new fund. And when they release it, let me know what you think down below. Are these funds your type of, your cup of tea? Or would you rather kind of do this strategy yourself, buying the underlying and selling these call options yourself? A lot of people will prefer that method. That way you don't have to pay a 1% yield and you can kind of have more control of your portfolio and what strikes you want to sell at and whatnot. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. I did think this is a pretty interesting thing that they're doing. They're not only selling covered calls. I imagine they're going to do the same thing with the new fund SOXY, but they're selling the 232.5 call, but they're also purchasing a much further out of the money call just to, I believe, participate in some of that upside if Apple were to blow past this strike, which happens a lot when selling covered calls, and it looks like this is their way to kind of combat that a little bit. I imagine majority of the time this call is going to expire worthless, but they're buying this just for an extra kind of allocation per se to Apple, if it were to skyrocket. So just keep that in mind there. I thought it was a pretty interesting strategy when I found out about it the other day. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Please like, subscribe. I know, I think it's 93% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you could really help us out, we really appreciate it. All it takes is one clickable button to subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate that. Thanks, guys.